I got one more song for you guys tonight. It's called We Are Groot. Okay, there we go.
Oh my god, no. Right before we started rolling, I was about to sneeze, and then it didn't happen, and that's the fucking worst. And if you agree with that, make a comment and like it, because fuck that.
And if that's what actually gets more comments and likes, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
So
I work my ass off to promote and work this shit, and then what happens? Oh, I almost didn't sneeze. Like and subscribe. Fuck. A Star is Born. God damn it.
So we saw Star is Born, and yeah, it's pretty much what I thought it was gonna be.
Like it's pretty much what I thought it was gonna be too. It's still really good.
It's just that
no, this is a really good movie. Granted, like I think someone else can point this out, and I do kind of agree. Is like the first 40 minutes to an hour are phenomenal. Like I haven't. This is like the fifth remake of this movie, like the fourth remake of this movie. It was like 4 different versions of the same movie apparently. Because
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. This movie's been remade a lot.
Okay, so is it like remade, or did they have to cut out a bunch of stuff?
Actually, I think they added stuff in. Like, I think the first 40 minutes is mostly original content.
Okay.
From what I understand.
Because there's definitely some stuff that's felt a little
familiar,
less than of quality.
Yeah, that was mostly in the second half.
Like the shit with the SNL bit felt a little forced.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like I understand that the reasoning, and we'll get to that in a bit. So, A Star is Born, aka, in my opinion, Lady Gaga's new album. It's great.
Pretty much, yeah. This is really just Lady Gaga going, is like, fuck all of you who judged me back in the early 2000s. Pretty much, is what it kind of feels like. Now, from what I understand from the original remix, now again, I haven't seen any of them. I know Laura's seen a couple of them, and she knows it better than I do.
Which one? Seen what?
Laura's seen a few of the Stars Born movies.
Oh, really?
So she knows the title better than I do. From the way I understand, the way it's explained to me is apparently, like, it wasn't always about, like, country music. Like, the first two are actually about Hollywood, and then it kind of, I think it was on the third movie that came out that turned into music.
Okay, I would...
this one was less country, more like a rock.
It's bluegrass.
Oh, bluegrass, there you go.
So, so I was concerned initially that I was going to be watching, like, 30-40 minutes of country music, but it's bluegrass. I like bluegrass.
Okay, so that worked out well for you then.
So yeah, and it's the movie really hit some nostalgia with me, because I did actually used to work a lot of live sound.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So, you know, all the microphones and like the wires and like the sound guide. I was like, wait, really? We're adding another singer for fucking real and you didn't fucking tell me? Like that.
That seemed pretty pre-planned, so.
No. He had the look that I've given before, which is, oh, you weren't kidding, she's here.
Fair enough.
And the most annoying fucking thing as a former sound guy is when, like, so it's the thing, it's the scene where she is initially given her own microphone, but feels that it's better for stage presence to just share a mic. That is so fucking annoying to do levels for. That is so fucking annoying.
It looks good.
No, it looks great. It is not that hard to do it, but like when you did a whole fucking sound check.
Jesus. Okay. So
hours before the show began, and then, you know, the fucking talent brings his, you know, amazing girlfriend that you didn't quite know was amazing quite yet, but just comes on onto the stage like, oh, okay, great. I'm glad she was here for fucking sound check. Anyway.
On that note, let's talk about the performances.
Fantastic. Except
like,
for maybe the one Britney Spears-esque song.
Oh, I was talking about the acting performances, yeah, but then I feel like the Britney Spears song was kind of deliberately not the best one. Like, narratively it made sense why they did that right.
I understand why. I also just felt like it wasn't...
It was a little out of character.
It was definitely, Like, at some point, right, like, you have to, you as the artist, with your fucking manager, has to be like, what the fuck, jeans?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
but, no, like, as far as the
what do I know? I'm not famous.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, sometimes you gotta pander to the lowest common denominator.
So, yeah, I can't separate the performances from the acting of the movies.
That's fine. They do kind of come hand in hand.
So I won't.
That's fair. I think that's totally fair. Well, like, just to go over, like, first off, this is all live sum, which I do actually love that about the movie. I think that's, like again, even if it doesn't work out quite the way they want to, like, Les Mis comes to mind. I still appreciate that they did it, because it feels like it definitely takes a lot more effort, a lot more coordination, and especially for first-time directors. This is Bradley Cooper's first directed movie, which you can tell this is a vanity project, because even though Lady Gaga's in it quite a bit, it's still mostly about him.
Yeah.
It pays off. This is really solid directing for a first-timer.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the journey that Lady Gaga's character, which I will now continue to refer to her as, because that's too many syllables.
Allie?
Lady Gaga.
4 compared to 2.
Yeah, literally double the work.
All right, continue.
So, I forgot what I was saying. Where was
her character arc.
Oh, I really enjoyed her character arc and her sort of
rags to riches story.
Well, it's not. It's just sort of like her journey is definitely reflective in her music, which is why I was saying, like, the SNL skit. Well, the SNL one was definitely like, oh, maybe like musically her bottom one. That's on purpose.
Yeah,
she probably like Bradley Cooper probably went up and be like, write a song about fucking jeans, and she's like, fucking jeans. All right. Let me see what I can do.
Yeah, the bulge.
Is it raunchy?
But no, like, to give credits. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, they're great.
No, so as far as it goes, like, Bradley Cooper this is definitely one of the better performances I've seen in his career up to this point. I like Bradley Cooper. I know you're not a huge fan.
I would say I've become above neutral.
Fair enough.
with this one specifically.
What, Rocket Raccoon didn't do anything for you?
No, that's why it was dislike instead of hate. Because the first movie, my first impression of Bradley Cooper was The Hangover, and I fucking hated him in The Hangover.
Yeah,
and then I saw The Hangover 2, which made it worse.
That didn't help anyone. Even Zach Galifianakis didn't survive 2 very well.
So, and then they made it 3, and I was like, I ain't seen that shit.
Yeah, I've never seen 3. No one came out of that clean. Anyway, but no, he is great in this, and I think that's like the best kind of joke that I don't want to say it's an unintentional joke, because they can tell you a little bit on purpose, is when they just straight up say, it's like, by around the time you're thinking, hey, he sounds like Sam Elliott, is the time Sam Elliott shows up. And then later on, I was like, why'd you steal my voice? Like, oh, so that was on purpose. So that was kind of, I know it wasn't meant as a joke, but it's kind of a great little inside joke to me. And the fact that, like, if you're going to sound like Sam Elliott, just bring fucking Sam Elliott on. And God bless Sam Elliott. That man doesn't get nearly enough credit.
That's the older brother.
Yeah, the older brother, big bushy mustache. Okay. The traditional cowboy.
Because that, I did not know if that was Bradley Cooper's singing voice.
Sam Elliott?
Or if that was...
that was actually his voice.
Okay, good.
No, everyone sung their own songs. This wasn't none of this.
Okay, I didn't know the actual.
That's what I meant with live. They sung it live.
And then I was really impressed at the beginning when Bradley, like, initially I was like, oh, they ain't showing Bradley playing that guitar. Mm-hmm.
Now these are all live performances, to my knowledge.
So, but when I did actually get to see him do the fingerings, which is the term.
I know.
Okay.
I know a little bit of music. I've seen Whiplash.
When I saw him do that guitar solo, I was like, oh, he's actually doing that.
Yeah, no, this is like, that's what kind of makes it more impressive, is the fact that this is all pretty much performed live. They actually filmed a bit of it at Coachella. Actually, from what I heard, they actually had to block a big chunk of the area off and take everyone's phones before they went in there, just to make sure nobody recorded it ahead of time.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay.
Yeah, so that's probably like the big scene when they're on the festival. That's probably it.
That was probably Coachella, yeah.
Yeah, but no, like, as good as Bradley Cooper is in this movie, I gotta say, Lady Gaga steals the fucking show. Like,
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, she is phenomenal in this.
Yeah, this is the movie where we say she doesn't need a biopic. She just did
She
it.
really doesn't.
She just fucking did a biopic about not even her.
And like that's what makes like the first 40 minutes of this movie so phenomenal is the fact that it's really just Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga just talking for a good chunk of it, and they have amazing chemistry. Like it's
The bit with the peas.
like the bit with the peas or the scene outside. They just, like it is electric, and
So-
you are totally on board.
So I don't know if you saw it, but when she punched the cop character,
Yeah.
the guy she actually made contact. That's why I was like, oh.
They probably actually need a bag of peas. And then the next scene was born.
And then immediately the next thing I saw was, oh, she's got a ring on. Oh, she probably fucked it up. He's probably fucked up too.
That's like to hear a story about having Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford when they filming the Blade Runner 2.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, Harrison Ford actually punched Ryan Gosling in the face
okay.
during one scene, and there's this great shot of like the immediate reaction afterwards, which is Ryan Gosling going, Eric Gosling going like, and Harrison Ford's like, looking it up, it's kind of amazing.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed all of the music, which is strange because I don't listen to any Lady Gaga.
Yeah, you were really hesitant to walk into this movie.
No, I was hesitant about the country music, but then it turned into bluegrass, so it's fine.
No, the music's really good. Like, this is a soundtrack I'll probably look up later.
Yeah.
You know what this movie reminds me a lot of, and you probably haven't seen this, on a May Grant show, it reminds me of Once. Have you ever seen that film?
No.
That one is also musical, in the very similar vein that this one is, in that the music all kind of comes organically from the scenes, and it comes from the story and the progression of the characters. It's all done very naturalistically. It flows very well. You're not aware you're watching a musical, basically, in the way that it's presented.
Oh, gotcha. It's not like
It's not Disney where it's like, we're walking down the sidewalk, but I feel like singing. You know, it's not that kind of musical.
Yeah, no, it's not like.
But for all intents and purposes, this movie is a musical.
It's not like Chicago, but it's more like.
It's more like Once, where like it was all about it's about them singing the songs as they make them.
Yeah.
So it's a sneaky musical. It's really the best way to put it.
Yeah.
But and again, I gotta give credit where credit's due on Bradley Cooper's directing, because especially in those first 40 minutes, again, which is the best part of the movie. Like once that ends and they actually end up together, then it kind of like it's good, but it's not. It doesn't reach that level up until like I would argue maybe the end. Where it's kind of like, okay, you've kind of seen this before. It's kind of familiar beats. You know where this is going. And the acting's still good, and the music is still good, the performance is still good, but it's also kind of like, okay, it's just not as interesting as the first 40 minutes.
See, if I was Allie, and then Bradley Cooper's Jack is all like, "Hey, marry me at Dave Chappelle's house,"
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Go to rehab first."
I know, seriously.
Like it would be literally conditional. Like love should not be conditional, but in this case it should definitely be conditional. Just be like,
Yeah.
go to rehab first. And then this is a yes with a condition. Go to rehab. You have problems.
And I think Movie Bob put it best, where it's like, if this was like a 40-minute short film, this would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Like if it just stopped when they got together and they just got like, oh, they got famous together and they were happy together, like that would have been perfect for short film. But then it kind of keeps going. It kind of follows the beach, kind of know where it's going. Bradley Cooper's an alcoholic. He knows it's going to cause problems, and she's going to get more famous, and they're going to drift apart. We've seen that kind of story a lot of times. And while the acting's still good, it's not as fresh, I guess, as the first 40 minutes felt, which wasn't original either. But it felt fresh because the chemistry between the characters is so damn good.
I think it was like the fact that they weren't together. Like
it's like they didn't know what to do with them after they got together, kind of thing.
Okay, I just felt like there was this sort of like longing component on both sides. It's like, oh, I want you to just come back and sing with me on my bluegrass.
Yeah,
my bluegrass concert, and then she's like, well, I want to, hang out with this fucking douchebag character manager piece of shit.
Now, I'm not saying it's bad. Don't get me wrong.
I wasn't quite finished. So it's just but so that's sort of what I saw, and it's just sort of like, oh, you should feel throughout this part of the movie that like they are only good when they're together.
I can see where you're coming from, and like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not even saying it's bad or even like mediocre. It's still pretty good. It's just not as good. So it's more like,
It's like a B.
yeah, like it's like I would give the first half, because the first half of the movie is so damn good. Like it's an A+ material, but the rest of the movie is kind of a B. And I guess that kind of just
Well, no, and then the final song, and then that,
and like it goes back to an A. It goes back to the in the like at the very very end with the final song and the moments like that. That being said, and again, this is probably just a weakness of the source material and the previous incarnations of it. I am a little annoyed just from I'm a little annoyed that they kind of made it like even it kind of did what was that stupid cancer movie? They kind of Fault in Our Stars. Where like really the movie's kind of should be about Lady Gaga, but even in death, the movie's still about him, and I feel like he kind of steals the spot. And this is a nitpick. This is an absolute nitpick, and something that only bothers me. It's not a big deal, really. It's just more like something I kind of noticed in the fact that it's more like it's all like Lady Gaga's career is like, well, okay, Allie's career is soaring at this point, and Bradley Cooper realized he's the toxic element of the group. But instead of kind of like leaving, divorcing, and kind of leaving it that way, he, spoiler alert, he kills himself. And then that kind of steers him. I feel like that still kind of makes him the dominant focus on her career, though. So I don't know how much he's actually, I don't want to say helping. But I don't really think he knows. I don't know what Bradley Cooper's really hoping to accomplish at the end of that.
Okay, so we have very different opinions about
yeah, let's on that note, let's talk about the ending.
So the very end so part of Allie's journey is that she wins a Grammy, because of course she would, because it's a movie, and we're rooting for her and her career. She gets nominated for 3 Grammys, and she gets the Best New Artist award, which is really huge. Good for that person in that universe. But then, Bradley Cooper accepted a gig to play at the Grammys, but then wasn't singing, which is not what he wanted. And then obviously he turns to drugs. She gets the award. He goes on stage and then pisses himself.
Yeah,
because he's so fucked up,
which causes problems for obvious reasons.
Right. That's the final straw that forces Jack, Bradley Cooper, to go to rehab.
Yeah.
And then when he comes out of rehab, there's like some sneaky ass conversation, and this is why I really hate the manager. Because he goes up and has a private conversation behind Allie's back and says, "You're ruining her career. You're the toxic element, and as long as she's married to you, she's the jerk." And it's just like, he knew exactly what he was saying. Mm-hmm. It is, in my opinion, that he was probably hoping for a divorce, but he killed Bradley Cooper.
Mm-hmm. So, and I'd like to be clear, I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
So, I think that saying those words to the exact kind of person who just got out of rehab.
Yeah. That's
the exact kind of person who would be vulnerable to those kind of thoughts, because they don't have their crutches anymore. It's just all of their demons that they're already coming back immediately from rehab and trying to live with now.
Yeah.
And then immediately he's just like, "Fuck you, Bradley Cooper, go fucking die with Groot."
Yeah.
And he sounds like Cartman for some reason.
We are Groot.
Oh.
I know, made that really sad. He's gonna make a guitar out of his bark.
Oh, damn, that would have been awesome. Which is why
oh god, that makes my intro way more horrifying. I thought I was being clever. I was too clever.
So with that in mind, I really hate the manager character.
Yeah.
Because Allie will probably find out later in her career, but it's just sort of like the final song is just basically like closing the chapter on that part of her life, and then she'll probably
Yeah, that's fair.
go the path of Britney Spears, unfortunately.
Maybe.
Well, you know.
I don't know about that, but I get your point, though. I get your point. That is a very solid point. So you've convinced me on that one.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You changed my mind on something. Well done.
I've done it before.
You have, but I'm also notoriously stubborn.
So yeah, that's why I really hate that manager character, and he killed Bradley Cooper, and that's the worst. So with that in mind, except for the manager character, everyone else is somewhat likable.
Yeah, fair enough.
Somewhat likable and above.
On that note, there's two instances of the movie I want to talk about real quick.
Sure.
One, I want to talk about Sam Elliott, because again, like, I feel that is an actor who does not get enough credit in Hollywood right now, because he always plays the gruff cowboy, and who could blame you? He has the big bussy mustache, and 9 movies out of 10 he's wearing a cowboy hat.
I think he almost did it in this one.
He very nearly did. But again, like, it goes to show that Sam Elliott really needs to be hired by more people to like do dramatic acting, because he is so good in this. Especially at the end, the last scene he and Bradley Cooper have together, because they're brothers in this movie.
Step brothers?
Yes, technically, same father, different mother. So yeah. Who basically raised him after his dad died
And mom died.
Had this great little moment where Bradley Cooper just got a rehab. He's basically trying to make amends with everyone, and he does it so with his brother by basically saying, like...
Oh, right.
Yeah,
'cause
that scene.
They have an argument earlier about how... So Sam Elliott's all like, you know, oh man, you stole my voice, you stole my talent, and Bradley Cooper's like, I had something to fucking say.
Yeah.
And then eventually, you know, he's doing the rehab thing, and because Sam Elliott's argument was like, or, you know, little like... petty stab, I guess, was like,
Yeah.
why are you idolizing our fucking dad who's a fucking nobody? And then the rehab amend was, I was idolizing you, and he's backing out of that truck, and he's so fucking teary-eyed.
Yeah, and it just lingers on that shot, and it's so good. It is such a good shot.
There must have been so many onions.
I mean, like, one thing I loved about the directing in this, and like, I was a little worried I was going to do this too much. There's a little shaky camera that's like kind of got annoying every once in a while. It's mostly in the first hour. It got better as it kept going.
That fucking YouTube video, man.
Well, I'm talking about like when like I'm talking about like sometimes when the characters are standing still, the camera's still kind of doing this though. It wasn't there often, but it was there enough times for me to notice. But like here's the thing though, before you fit,
I didn't notice it as much. So
fair enough. Like it's one of those technical things that only bothers me.
Sure.
But like one thing I do love about that though is this movie had like, and that makes the first 40 minutes to an hour so phenomenal to me, is the fact that this movie it really knows how to build that intimacy between you and the audience, and especially in that scene where Lady Gaga sings her song for the first time on stage.
Oh,
that is a phenomenal scene.
I fucking love how she acted that, because you could tell she's like fucking angry.
She's angry, but she's like she's kind of in shock, and
she knows that this is her chance. She has to
like, there's also like a disbelief, and
she has to like take the leap. It's just like
so she acts it so brilliantly, and the camera does not break from her face through majority of that shot, majority of that sequence.
Also, Bradley Cooper's on the other side, just be like, "Come on, you
pretty much, just kind of egging her on." But even as she has to sing this really good song while also having to act out all these incredible, like all these rushing emotions, and it's so fucking good.
It's really honest,
and that's what makes, I think that's what I love about the first 40 minutes, and then you don't get that as much in the rest of the movie, because it falls more into the Hollywood growth tropes that you see a lot in these kind of movies. But those first minutes, like, it's all of it just these characters talking, and it has these very intimate shots, and these very you feel what they're feeling in that moment. You feel like you're a part of that moment, and there's a great feeling of intimacy through that majority of that first act. And again, that's why I think it was just a 40-minute. If it was a 40-minute short film, this would have been perfect. Like, I don't think I could find a flaw. As it is, as a whole, it's still really, really good. I do really, really recommend it. But again, it's if this is like the first 40 minutes, the rest of it was crap, I still recommend this movie. That's how good I think the first 40 minutes of the movie are.
Okay.
That's my general point.
Gotcha.
Because because of that intimacy, because of the acting is so good, and because it builds up to such a beautiful moment with the duet on stage, and it's so well shot, and it's so well lit, and all these different things. It is those performances are perfect cinema, in my opinion, for a movie like this. So, beats the shit out of Venom, that's for damn sure.
So, I just want to say, with that scene, musically, what was happening, to me, personally, was I was just getting fucking goosebumps.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I teared up a little bit.
It's so
goddamn good.
And it's just so powerful when she just starts fucking belting it out, and she's like, oh.
It's just like in the shockingly inspirational.
It's just, you can feel all of her, insecurities, too, and it's just like, fuck!
And when she does that, it feels like it's a triumph over those insecurities. Fuck it, I'm going for it. And she gives everything she's got, and it's great.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's worth watching for that scene alone, because that is such a goddamn good scene.
You could do the beginning of the movie with the song in the French song where she gets discovered, the pit where she punches the cop, all the way to the first concert, and then that probably would have just been it.
Yeah,
short film
would have been perfect if you could it goes
the ambiguity of where her career could have been.
You end it with that shot where they show in the trailer with them walking out of the bus and she has the hat on and then they hold hand in hand, and then you could have ended it there and it would have been a perfect short film.
Yeah.
Again, not say the rest of the movie is bad, but again, it is such it's just an exemplary first half that you really have to highlight that.
That's not even half, mathematically speaking.
Not even, yeah.
This was 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah. You could have cut some of that, but then again, I don't really know what you would cut.
I feel like
because it is deliberately drawn out.
The whole thing is really just sort of the journey, and it's just sort of one star has to die for another star to rise and shine, which is a really horrible lesson to get out of this.
I mean, that's the other movies too, from what I understand.
Okay.
So that's just taking that from the original movie.
I mean, when an actual star is born, that's because there's a supernova and then a nebula.
Okay, Neil, let's calm down here. DeGrasse Tyson.
I know.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure he would correct me. I'm pretty sure I'm somewhat wrong.
Actually.
But I mean, the death of a star.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I know, and I could be wrong on this, so correct me in the comments if I am wrong. Most of that first, the really really good stuff was mostly Bradley Cooper. As far as I know, that wasn't in the original movie. The original movie kind of takes place when they start dating. So as far as I know, that was the big part is this whole vanity project, where he kind of wrote and directed the whole thing. Again, I'm only going off what I've heard. I could be wrong. If I am, please correct me in the comments, and I'll make a note of the next video. But if that is the case, that's really goddamn impressive for a first time director.
For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, we're saying so many praises about this song. I would just say buy a ticket.
Go see it. I loved it.
Buy the Lady Gaga album, basically.
I'm looking on Spotify, that's all I'm gonna do.
Oh, that's right. Nobody buys music anymore.
I got the subscription. They already get my money. And I don't listen to their fucking ads every fucking minute, so.
Oh my god, I was so envious of that recording studio too. Anyway, no, I just a life that I had once lived. So yeah, I mean, great movie. Let's talk about trailers.
Yep, you and I are on the same page on that one.
Yeah.
So we showed up a little late. We walked in the trailer for Bohemian Rhapsody, which we've talked about before. I think it's gonna be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. I know this movie's had some production troubles in the past, but
that guy had better be able to belt it out because Lady Gaga just slammed the door.
I mean, that one's gonna be pre-recorded because they have to. You can't.
No balls.
you can't copy Freddie Mercury, dude.
Yeah, I know.
If you're gonna play Freddie Mercury, you have to play actual Freddie Mercury. no substitutes required. Although, from what I heard...
We could raise him with necromancy. It'll be fine.
Oh, God, no. That's a horrible idea. But no, I've actually read an interesting little factoid that apparently Freddy's sister actually came onto the set to kind of like give her opinion on stuff, and he saw like the main actor like in full costume, and just immediately like, oh my God, that's Freddy, just in that kind of way, and laughed for a bit, then like it kind of burst into tears, like, okay, he might be doing something right here. So
anyway,
I'm looking forward to that.
Anyway, moving on.
Speaking of amazing bodily changes, let's talk about Ace. Christian Bale as Dick Cheney.
Oh, Vice.
Oh, did I get that wrong?
Yeah.
Fucking autocorrect. Vice. Sorry, Vice.
Yeah, no, I'm like, Ace.
Ace the crime dog. Kane his own gritty reboot.
Holy Jesus, yeah.
Fuck justice.
You fucking pointed that out to me, that was like, I thought like the
you
guy.
thought it was Chevy Chase?
I thought that was Chevy Chase, and I'm like, no, that's Christian Bale. What?
Yeah, I know, because that was like the big thing. Everyone's like, well, Bradley Cooper might get the Oscar the same week like the Vice trailer came out. We're like, no. Nah, sorry, dude. You lost it to Christian Bale. Because there's no way he's not going to get an Oscar for this.
I mean, at least maybe both of them can get... You know what? No, fuck both of them. Because Lady Gaga really deserves at least...
I would be shocked she didn't get like a Best Supporting nod for this.
Or musical performance.
Oh, God, yeah, they better. I mean,
they better
bare
get,
minimum.
Bare minimum. Get that.
Like Best Original Song. I can see it's winning.
Well, you mean all of them?
They'll probably pick the one that was like in all the trailer and go with that one.
Yeah.
But no, like Christian Bale is goddamn unrecognizable in this movie because he looks just like Dick Cheney. It's kind of scary how much he looks like Dick Cheney. Now, Sam Rockwell doesn't look exactly like Bush, but
he's got the...
Sam Rockwell, he could play a good George W. Bush. I have no doubt in my mind about that. It's kind of amazing the guy who made Anchorman is now making like The Big Short and now Vice. At least I think it's the same director.
Judd Apatow?
No. I'm sorry. No. Guy who made directed Ant-Man.
Oh no, way different guy.
Yeah.
Anchorman, you're tired.
I am.
We gotta finish up.
But yeah, Vice looks really good, and I'm excited for that one.
Okay, I really want to see Christian Bale shoot his lawyer, and the real reason.
Like, what was it that Craig Ferguson routine was talking about? That it's like sometimes you get some political stories that are so great that the jokes write themselves. So when Nick Frank comes with like Dick Cheney shot his lawyer in the face, like, oh, beautiful.
Wait, in the face?
Yeah,
I thought it was like in the butt.
And it was like the lawyer died. No, the lawyer lived because if the lawyer died, you have to wait a day. Like,
oh.
wait. For a human, it's 3 days.
Oh. Anyway.
But no, where were we at? So then we got Boy Erased. That was the Pray Away the Gay movie.
Pray the Gay.
Where again we have fucking Russell Crowe
who also apparently this year's Oscar is about who can gain the most and gain the most weight and Oscars.
I mean, like, if we're talking about Christian Bale has already changed his body weight so damn much that he might as well be a health hazard at this point.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was in that one boxing movie.
There was the one where he deliberately made himself anorexic, like he was skin and bone. It was fucking creepy.
So there's one where he makes himself so skinny that, like, coming from Batman, he went super thin because he was a meth addict.
Yeah, that was that one.
That one.
Then he gained like 20 pounds of muscle for Batman, and then he added a bunch of weight for he gained a shit ton of weight for what was that gangster movie he did?
I don't know.
It's gonna bug me now, but yeah. Either way,
yeah.
The point is he's gone up and down his weight so goddamn much. American Hustle, that's what it was called.
Gotcha. Okay.
And he lost it all again anyway. Like the man is certified. He's getting up there with Daniel Day-Lewis in terms of like just insane.
Man, we're still talking about Vice.
Not to mention how buff he got for American Psycho.
Huh. I didn't see that. Anyway.
That's another really good one. So Boy Erased, that was the Pray Away the Game movie. That one looks pretty good too. Joel Edgerton is one of those directors who you don't see coming as a director. Because he made The Gift. And I don't know if you've seen that one.
I didn't see The Gift.
Because from the trailer, it just looked like a stereotypical thriller. But what you actually got was brilliant. and it was a movie that came out of nowhere, and it made my top 10 that year. So I've learned not to underestimate Joel Edgerton.
Okay.
So at least I'm pretty sure it's Joel Edgerton. I'm gonna confirm that, but I'm 99% positive. We'll take the next trailer while we do that. Then we got The Upside.
What was the upside?
I remember it was really optimistic.
Shit, I have to look it up.
Yeah, it was Joel Edgerton that made The Gift.
Okay. I still don't know what the upside was about.
Oh, that was the Kevin Hart.
Oh, the Bryan Cranston movie. Yeah. Okay.
That I want to see for Bryan Cranston, and it looks like Kevin Hart's trying a little harder.
I mean, we just completely shat on him for Night School.
But I also gave Tiffany Haddish a pass. So, maybe Kevin Hart can get there too. Maybe.
I feel like
please.
I feel like he's in a role where he has to be the supporting actor, because this is definitely a story about Bryan Cranston.
Absolutely, Bryan Cranston.
Quadriplegic.
I think that's the word. Yeah.
Yeah, because para is 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what the term is. But yeah, and we all know Bryan Cranston can act, no problem.
Yeah.
Act circles around Kevin fucking Hart. So it's gonna be worth it to probably just watch Bryan Cranston.
So hard that he makes Kevin Hart better.
And he's gonna make him funnier too. That's the weird thing about it too. It's like even the one scene where there's fashion shit, and then he just goes, Dill made a mess. It's like, God damn it, Bryan. And,
damn it, Bryan Cranston.
Goddamn funny man. And then we got Rocket Man, where now we had
another biopic.
We had the Kingsman that saved Elton John. Now the Kingsman is Elton John. Meta. It's the same kid.
Oh my God, that is Eggy.
Yeah. I was hearing the tick 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 ding ding. Oh my God.
I couldn't recognize him. Okay, well, okay, yeah.
Fantastic Beasts 2, which I've talked about a million times. Apparently now the snake's a person now. Whatever.
I mean, I found out I was Gryffindor. Whatever.
One of us.
I thought I was Ravenclaw.
Gooble gobble, gooble gobble.
I'm moving on.
Last trailer we got was The Mule, which you tried to almost gaslight me on again! Liam was like, oh, it's a mule. And I'm looking like, I don't think I should. So like, wait, yeah. Oh, I know that was Grant. And I'm like, you son of a bitch!
Okay, that was the trailer that Grant literally showed me yesterday, because he's like, oh, have you seen the Clint Eastwood movie? And I was just like,
I am now.
I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. But then, yeah, it had to have been Grant, because there was no way that movie showed up for Night School.
Oh God, no. Man.
Even though I feel like it may have. But that's why I'm not trying to gaslight you. I'm pretty sure it was Grant, because I don't go out of my way.
Not all white people look the same, Howard.
No, it's the quality of the TV and the theater.
It's the quality of the white man. I get it.
Whoa. You need to check your privilege.
I know it's fun to act victimized when I have no reason to be. Yeah. Just like a white man.
Here goes all of our views.
Let's go subs. It'll be fine.
Anyway, so yeah, that's
I mean, if you watch my show and you don't know I lean a little bit to the left by this point, I can't fucking help you.
That's when we lost all the subs.
But anyway, so yeah, that was the last trailer. We didn't even talk about the mule. Mule looks like a Clint Eastwood film.
It's a Clint Eastwood film. He's like, oh, I'm a piece of shit dad, and I drive a truck. I also have drugs in my truck.
As long as it's not another fucking American Sniper. God, fuck that movie. Another Bradley Cooper movie.
I mean, I really liked, what was it, the one about the car? Gran Torino? Gran Torino.
I never saw that one. I've only seen his most recent work, and they've been, Well, American Sniper sucked, and Sully was pretty forgettable.
I liked Gran Torino because, he got over his... Well, no, he never really stopped being a racist old man. In that movie, he just, accepted...
that he was a racist old man?
No, that he just sort of accepted his Community a little bit better.
I see.
Yeah.
That's what I gotta watch that. That's on my list thing to watch eventually.
It's
Anyway,
okay because the kid gets the Gran Torino at the end.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that was the last trailer. So you got any final thoughts for A Star Is Born?
I'm gonna buy that fucking soundtrack.
Me too. So that's actually the last new one we have this week. Surprisingly, we're actually caught up for once. I think me and Laura are gonna check out the Doctor Who premiere tomorrow, so that's gonna be fun. And then other than that, I don't know what the fuck else I'm gonna do this week. I'm pretty sure, like, doesn't Halloween come out? No, that's the 19th.
Oh, shout out to the rest of the band that had to back up.
Yeah, I know, they don't get nearly enough credit.
No, I'm just saying, like, in their universe, if you knew that your fucking boss talent man was a fucking drug addict, drunk piece of shit all the time, it's like, fucking shut up, drunk again.
God damn it, Jack!
God fucking damn it, Bradley Cooper!
Damn it! Yeah, so that was it, guys. So thank you guys for watching. See you later.